We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests. With two Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes, Sitting and Chatting.
Hello and welcome back to the Sitting and Chatting podcast. I'm Whyte.
I'm Allan.
And I'm Shannon Goundry.
Shannon, thank you very much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No, I mean, this is, I mean, even by Sitting and Chatting standards, this has really been last minute preparation, honestly.
Diamonds are made under pressure. So.
Exactly, that's the best way to think about it. But no, for those that were watching last week, you probably remember we said we were going to have some international company, and we did get it. East Kilbride, pretty far to be fair.
Oh, aye. It's like a whole other world.
No, it really fucking is. Having been there, it really fucking is.
Swings and roundabouts, as they say.
No, it's just roundabouts in that fucking place. Just fucking roundabout after roundabout after motorway. Like, it's not a real place, if I'm being honest. It's just road.
Try
after
learn to
road.
drive there.
No. It's fucking difficult enough to walk through it. But anyway, Shannon, start with you as we start with everyone. What's your earliest memory?
My earliest memory?
Yep, we're going all the way back.
Oh. Try to think. Probably writing. My parents had really annoyed me when I was younger, and I'd learned a couple of swear words.
Right.
And when I was younger, I wrote fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, all up the banister.
Up the banister?
Up the banister. So see, we had these like 3 panels on our banister, the white panels, and I wrote it all the way up.
That's proper Raj behaviour. I think
that was around the same time that I found sanitary towels. I didn't know how they worked, and I stuck them all the way up the banister on the handle. So I don't know how to hang about the stairs. But
I was going to say, what's the poor fucking banisters I've not done to you?
I don't know.
So wait, what did you write it in? Was it in fucking biro or was
Sharpie?
Oh, the fact you're alive to tell the story today is quite incredible, to be honest.
I know.
Could you imagine, I'm not being funny, right? But imagine you being a parent coming back and seeing your veins drawn that up the wall. You'd actually just fucking lose the plot. Yeah.
Aye. Well, the apple doesn't fall far to the sea.
Yeah, you probably would as well, but
I feel like I just pissed myself laughing 100%.
But it's that kind of, as a parent, you want to laugh, but you also want to fucking throttle the win.
Pretty much.
But you have to kind of laugh away, because otherwise, then they laugh as well and think it's okay.
So how many of you were in the household growing up then in total?
Well, when I was younger, it was just, until I was 6, it was just me, my sister, my mum, my dad.
Right.
But after I turned 6, it was like wins popping out every few years. So at one point there was about 8 of us.
In the same fucking house?
Yeah, 3-bedroom house, 8 of us.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
So I moved out when I was 17.
East Kilbride for you, by the way.
No, but I mean, it's just like that thing though, of just could you imagine trying to share a room with 4 fucking people? It just sounds like
Yes, I can.
No, but do you even have a fucking bed at this point, or is it just you get cut part of a bed at this stage?
Well, we used to have a triple bunk bed, so it was like a bunk bed at the top.
Bunk bed.
It's like a bunk bed, just a single bed at the top, single bed on the bottom, like another bunk bed. But instead of having it underneath it, you would pull it out and there's another single bed. So it was 3 single beds. And
that's just compartmentalising Wayne's at that point. It's just it's trying to shove them in any gap. At that point, you'd be just getting a box, quite frankly, or something. What was life like then in your household growing up?
We never really got a moment alone. It was it was always something going on. I cannot recall a time when I was in my house or my mum's house that there wasn't somebody else in. I've never had an empty. I've never had a house party. I've never had a time when I've been the only person in the house ever.
See, that's just sad though. Like everyone needs that proper experience of trash, and you. To be fair, you done it as a bairn, but I mean, someone needs the experience with other people come into your house and trashing it. You know.
Aye, exactly. Aye, it's a sin, but
I've never experienced it, so no, you don't.
Nah, I mean, yeah, but you're a weirdo.
Right, well, it's come
to be
to
fair,
one
I don't
volunteer.
like parties.
You don't like parties?
I like going to parties, but I don't like hosting parties because
no one enjoys hosting a party. Folk want to go to someone else's gaff and get pissed and have to deal with consequences.
But that's saying something always happens, something always goes wrong, like somebody like breaks your mom's favourite vase or something, and then you're
Say
left
that again?
Somebody breaks your mom's favourite vase.
No. Say the actual fucking word. That's outrageous, by the way.
Vase?
Fuck you off. Vase. What the fuck?
Is that too posh for you, Jabba?
That's fucking ready. That's ready material, that. That's unreal. I can't believe you put it with that.
I do actually remember one time when one of my New Year's parties, I had my mate's friends, one of my mates accidentally like dropped like one of my mum's like ornaments, and it was only worth £1, but like it smashed in half. But it was just like, it was the sort of thing my mum wouldn't have been too bothered because it wasn't actually that expensive. But like I left it there on the side, like just to like clean up later. And then one of my mates that night that was very drunk, that was kind of being an arsehole, you know, just that kind of way, too drunk at a party sort of thing. Anyway, he went down beside the vase, I'm fucking saying it as well. It's fucking
It's trending.
No,
fucking
definitely
4
not.
years of sitting and chatting, this is how it ends.
Anyway, like the wee ornament thing, and like he pretended to like accidentally put his hand next to it and it fell over. It's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry that I broke it. So I just went along with it for the full night. It's like, yeah, you should feel fucking bad at yourself. Just spending the whole night like in the corner, just sad with himself because he broke it. I was just like, well, that's what you get for being an arsehole, basically.
That's for boys who hit a badging because of you.
Well, I mean, listen, he woke up the next day, didn't even remember doing it, so that shows the level he was. So I don't think he was that bothered anyway.
No, clearly not.
So it's things like that. You can still have fun even if something gets broken.
Yes. Well, see, I just get too stressed out and then I get annoyed. I get myself worked up.
And then you write "fuck you" and Sharpie up the banister just because you can't leather someone that's there.
Pretty much.
Nah, so like obviously like crowding this will probably be like the main thing though, but does it actually, because we've had many debates on this podcast, you know, with people that have been only childs and people that have had little brothers and sisters. I think you're by far the person that's had the most. I might be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, I think you are like take the record in that regard. But like, do you think you would have been able to cope though if just one day it was just like you, your mum and your dad suddenly in the place, or do you think you would have missed like the chaoticness?
I think it'd be too quiet, and I don't know if I like my parents that much individually. I don't think it'd be that. So
you need to offset it with someone else, basically.
Yeah. They need to be like the buffer, you know. I couldn't spend that much time with just my mum and dad. I don't think. Like I love them to pieces, but
it's not worth it in the end, basically.
No.
Where do you stay now?
I stay in Thornton.
Is it like by yourself though?
I stay with my boyfriend and we've just moved in with his gran.
Right, okay. So you've always had somebody, never stayed by yourself?
Well, I've only ever lived by myself for like the first year of uni. And that was like a whole new experience of like.
I wasn't living on your own. You lived in a flat with 6 people.
Yeah, but I didn't share a room.
Actually, okay.
And I had to make friends. I didn't have any family or anything. So, but it was weird. I felt lonely a lot because I always was like, oh, let's go and do this, let's go and do that. Or like, I would do like stupid shit and like mad each other.
No, never.
Crazy. But that was the only year I've ever had my own place by myself, because after that I stayed with Lauren for a year and then I stayed with another pal in the Toon and then moved back to Kilbride. So
never actually got a chance to properly experience alone time then.
No. Well, CJ there, Dylan moved through about 6 weeks ago because he started a new job. And I was in our flat myself.
Yeah.
So I did stay by myself for about 6 weeks, 5 weeks there. But I was scared of the dark, so it doesn't really help it. Every noise, I'm like,
it turns out it was a great plan until you realise you're suddenly fearing of the dark, and it's all good fun. Get one of them wee night lamps, you'd be all sorted, you know.
I had an oil burner plugged into the wall.
An oil burner? Is this the fucking
The
18th
wax
century or what the fuck?
No, like a wax metal thing, like the scented.
So you just had a candle basically in the gaff.
Aye, it's a candle, but it's not a candle because you plug it in and it heats up, but it's not got a flame.
That's a nice fire hazard, that.
I know, yeah. I know, like,
It's
what
not.
the fuck is this fire hazard?
No, I'll show you. Give me a second. I'll just grab it.
She's walking miles now, just to show you this, Liam.
Listen, I'm interested now about what sort of fire hazard that she's got cutting about the gaff. I might need to inform the post this if the place burns down.
It's a plug-in. Plug it
It
in.
looks like one of those like wee air freshener things you plug in the wall.
Aye, but see, look, it's got a bulb in it.
Right,
So
okay.
it's a plug into the wall. It's just a wee one. It's got a plug, and then you get like a glass dish, and it melts the wax, and it makes it all smell nice.
Makes it all smell nice.
See, glass dish, pop it in, and there you go. Your house smells like.
I feel like
So
I'm on
that's
one of these,
whatever.
you know, QVC or some sort of TV show where I'm getting this. I'm actually like tempted by this now. You've certainly it well, to be honest.
£16 in the shopping centre.
Okay, now I'll put it off. 16 quid. So a bit of that.
16 quid. You've been bumped there, by the way.
You should see what other folk charge. You get them for like you get like tabletop ones for 30 odd quid, and they're weirder than that.
Turns out actually she's found a bargain then, Jamie.
Yes. Yes.
Good on you, aye.
No, but jumping back then, what's life in East Kilbride like? For those that have never had the joy of experiencing a night in East Kilbride, or just walking through it, what's it like as a place?
It is exactly the same everywhere you go. It's the same places in every street, and the same it's just
Because East Kilbride's only
stuff.
one street.
No, it's a
It's
connection.
bigger than
Is it fuck? Is it actually?
It totally is.
No, I'm not fucking
it's
willing
what?
to believe this.
It must be bigger than Stirling.
No,
Fuck off.
Like, granted, we've not got a castle, but
That's
you've
not
got
the only
fucking
thing that's
nothing.
not got. Right, hold on. Population.
well, I don't mean I'm no see Stirling. I don't mean all the way up to
You're
Calendar
still
and
in,
that.
but
Let's see. Population at East Kilbride 75,000, Stirling 100.
No way.
We're big time out here, Shannon.
Mind blown.
No, but
You bear
can I
in
just
mind
say
just
right?
now-
Can I just say right? I googled East Kilbride, and this is genuinely the first photo that comes up. You know, to try and sell the area. I don't know if you can see this well, but it's just tenement blocks just along a main road. It's
Just
just,
Honestly-
starter flats, I'll have you know.
are
all
they,
you're
are they,
missing is method on Mick walking about it.
That's the nice bit, right? I had green grass outside.
green
cut.
grass?
Aye, it was cutting everything.
Fuck me, man. Where's the blue one, man?
Isn't there a story that I don't know if you want me to cut this out? Tell me. Isn't there a story of a certain family member though getting stabbed in your front garden though one day? So is it really that posh, Shannon?
Right, as long as no one in my family watches this.
Is that the hope that you're good? It's fine. I can cut it if you want.
No,
You can
I'll
me
tell you, right. So way back years ago, and this was years and years ago, like rough times in EK. My
So
dad.
it's a lot better now. It's very
It's
posh
better
and
now. We
proper.
only
now.
have the odd knife crime or gun crime maybe once. Guns maybe twice a year. Knife crime maybe once a week.
Once a week. It's a
I'm
very
sure that's a higher rate in fucking London.
I mean, per
Knife
person
crime's
it
really
definitely
bad.
is a lot higher.
True.
It's fine. It's fine. Just get the odd like creepy rapist and stuff. It's like
Is
everywhere.
there a non-creepy rapist? Can I check? Like, is there...
The one you don't suspect, yeah.
True, right. Anyway, sorry, you're explaining a story.
So my dad stayed not in the house that they stay in the now, but way before my time. My dad got stabbed on the doorstep of his house because of something that happened with a neighbour, or I can't remember the exact story, but basically they thought it was somebody else, so they stabbed him, and then or he'd pissed somebody off, and it basically
So
got stabbed in the back of
so-
the neck. The guy came back to finish the job because he never killed him, obviously. My the guy came back to the finished job, my dad fucking leathered him. And then the police get phoned, but he's like, well, I'm defending myself, the guy's already stabbed me. Like,
it's a good case, I'll grant it. You know, if I'm the police officer, I'm probably backing your dad in that situation.
Maybe back in those days, but see now, if you
Probably
leathered somebody, like, you can get the jail for looking at somebody the wrong way.
No, true. But nah, so like in all seriousness, though, then I'd like not try to paint a totally horrible picture about East Kilbride. Like, I presume that's just like 1 in a million chance. Obviously, that just got a very unlucky situation. As much as that we love on the podcast to take the piss out of places, because believe me, we do. Fife gets brought up about every week. Like, what is the best thing about East Kilbride? If someone was moving there tomorrow and you had to paint a good picture of it, what would you say is the positive things about it? So every place has something.
It's got really good connections, like public transport connections. So if you want to leave, it's really well connected.
So if you want to leave, it's very easy. Nice.
Yes. If you can pass your driving test in East Kilbride, you can drive anywhere.
You can drive anywhere as long as you pass your test anyway.
No, but like it's hard to drive. That's very true.
But I mean, if you can handle East Kilbride, you can handle any road. Like, it's a whole other different type of mentally challenging driving in East Kilbride.
Is it just because of the people that drive there?
Idiots.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose it doesn't help if there's maybe a bigger concentration of them in some one place.
Do you know what the best thing with East Kilbride is? What? Ron's Quality Snack Van. The best place I have ever had any food out of my life. I get to say it's like Boston Belly Buster.
Anywhere in the world, this is the best place you have ever eaten in your entire life.
Aye, hands down.
And fucking hell, I want to go to this place then if it's that good. What did you say was the meal that you had?
The Boston Belly Buster, right? I don't even know if you've ever been to Boston, but that's what it's called. It's a burger, right? And it's about that thick. It's literally like, it's massive. It's got sausage, it's got burger meat, it's got an egg, and like bacon as well. And it's massive, and it's about £3. We used to get it for school. We used to deliver it to school for £3.
By the way. £3 not bad, to be fair.
Aye, well, we get it for £3 and a can of juice and a caramel wafer. So
aye. Oof.
Now it's £3 if you're not at school when it's £3, and then you need to buy all that on top of it. But
that's a fucking bump, by the way.
I know. It was class when I was in high school.
I love that as well. They clearly like fucking cornered the market if you're selling that shit for £3. I bet you had like fucking queues of Wayne's just waiting for that. It's like
good.
We never had like any burger vans or ice cream vans at our school, did we?
No.
Really?
No, I don't think we had any, did we?
No, I don't know. I think they're probably banned.
But then you just had like the wee kind of place around the corner.
Like, we do have a few shops close to us, but like we never had like, I suppose we did have pretty bad shit to eat, but I mean like it was never like that bad sort of thing. It's sort of thing that would give you like diabetes after eating it once sort of thing. But you know, it would have been very popular if we did have it, you know. Aye.
Well, we used to phone up at break time. You had to phone at break time to put a pre-order in.
You had to put your order in.
Aye. So you pre-order it, what you want and how much it was, and put your name on it. And they delivered to the back of the school gates. And then the bakery delivered there as well. And if you went the other way,
why does it just sound like you're getting like a drug drop-off or something like that? Just like pre-prepped, like quick, make sure teachers are looking drop-off for the Waynes.
Well, it's kind of like Justy now. They have to say we don't deliver to schools because the amount of times like Wayne's will probably have tried to get McDonald's delivered to the school and that.
Yeah, no.
It's a game changer.
I know. Folk used to order Domino's in that to our school. It used to be class.
Aye, but Domino's would take you like 45 minutes. You could order a Mackey's in 20 minutes. It'd be at your house. See if you get a pharmacy across to the school.
Yeah, true, I suppose. It's a good idea. I mean, it's mainly that thing of though, just like, you know, if you got like a free period or that, fuck it. I'm just going to order a fucking Domino's and that. Study room, have that.
Aye.
Yeah, no, the fucking, because I remember as well, one of like the end of school years, someone ordered 90 pizzas to the school, and the school had to pay for it because no one claimed it. And the Domino's were like, yeah, no, we're not taking this back. Like, you need to pay us, basically.
90 pizzas.
What would 90 Domino's as well? Like, think of it, like, what's that, like 90 times like 15 or something like that?
Aye, like 20 quid a pizza, man. It's a pure fuck.
Oh, it's a joke, the price for a pizza these days, man. It's like a Tesco one for £1.
Yeah, that's about like 1,300 quid the school had to spend on pizzas. So, I mean, you know, it's a good sort of deal if you ask
Quick
me.
maths.
I know, they must have been fine. Imagine having to cook that as well, by the way, because it's like probably like a 2-person kitchen as well. It'd be fucking horrific.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Right. Taking a quick break from the life of Shannon, we're going to move on to a great part of the show where now what we're going to call the quality and shite wall, where basically what happens is it's unfortunately not here, Shannon, to actually see the wall in person, but I'll give you an idea of what it's like. Basically, it's a big wall. Each week we pick out 5 different topics and we basically have to decide if they're quality or if they're shite. And obviously the further down the wall they go, the shitter they are, and the higher up they go, the more quality they are. Simple enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are very random, very different sort of topics. And to be honest, the wall is completely perfect and no one can argue about where everything is placed because it's all perfect.
Agreed.
Right. First topic of the day. Wine and cheese boards. What are folks saying?
You couldn't have started on a worse topic, to be honest.
What, do you hate wine and cheese?
No, I don't mind cheese. And I like cheese and crackers and that for Christmas dinner and that, right? But
Oh, sorry.
aye, I know. But you can stick wine so far up your arse, you're brushing your teeth with it, is minging. Horrid. Doesn't deserve a place on the planet. How about that?
What, can you not drink any wine at all?
No.
Not even tonic?
That's, I'm bad. Can we kick her out the goal? The fact she's just even spoke to me in the same breath as tonic, no chance.
You love this
Honestly.
stuff, really, don't you?
No. Like, you know what? This is a horrible topic. A horrible topic.
What,
the cheese really wins me
are you
over.
saying it's that far down in shite then? Or what?
Oh, it's just wine.
Like, no, like both together. It's a both
No,
as a
no,
pair.
No, because cheese is banging.
No, well, that's the thing. It's a pair together. That's what it is.
Aye, so
fucking
together I would never have the grass either shite. How about that?
How far down in shite?
The bottom. I'd rather go to a musical than have cheese and wine.
Fuck off. No, you
Mate,
wouldn't. No,
mate, I'm telling you.
are you telling me, right, you're given half a glass of wine and a fucking block of cheese to eat, which you'd probably do in, let's be honest, about like 15 minutes tops if you want to, or spend 3.5 hours at a musical, you're taking...
Go to a musical.
No, you're fucking...
100%. Mate,
Right.
wine couldn't be further disgusting.
Right,
Damn.
I will agree with you, like 99% of wines I find fucking revolting. However, you know, I mean, don't get
You've
me wrong.
got Echo Falls.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know me, Shannon, I'm posh. But I don't know. I do think it's slightly wanky. I'll be honest. Like the sort of like, because like I've not tried it, but I've been to like nights where like, you know, folk have been like, oh, wine and cheese. And to be honest, unless like you're 40-year-old and you know you're hosting like a dinner party, I don't think it should be anywhere out. To be honest.
The fact
you
you've
wouldn't
went
be
to
on
somewhere in the
Goundry,
same
would you?
place.
What's that? What'd you say there?
You wouldn't see a wine and cheese on Come Dine With Me because it's so basic.
No, that's the thing, actually. I think you would. And that's the sort of people that would get like fucking bumped to 0 points and all that sort of thing. It's fine and like I can get around it, like trying different stuff, but I think at the end of the day it's just kind of like, you know, I couldn't be bought. Like if I was invited to one, I'd go and I'd be fine with it if it was good company, but at the end
You'd
of the day,
go.
I'd like them
I
separately.
mean, if
but
it was
not
like
together.
my mates that said like, "Oh, you want to do wine and cheese," I'd sort of question why they're wanting to do it. But I'd fucking
That's
go.
embarrassing for you.
No, it's fucking good.
I
Free
expect
I want
alcohol,
to do wine and cheese.
free
Like, it's a
alcohol
hard
and free
job.
cheese.
It's embarrassing.
But yeah, where would you have it? Out of curiosity, where would you have it though, Shannon? Quality or shite?
Oh, defo shite. I like I say, both of them separately, okay, but together is a no from me. Nah.
So no. Right, okay. That's well down near than shite.
Fucking embarrassing that you're even contemplating that, honestly. It's shocking.
Okay. Custom ringtones. More folks' opinions. I've not had a custom ringtone since I was about probably 14. So
What define custom ringtones?
like one that's not just a standard, like one that's like been preset to like a musical like number or like a specific phrase or something like that. You've got one at the moment, don't you? What is it?
Yeah, it's marimbas in Paris.
Aye, is that the mad iPhone one? It's just
Yeah.
like dubbed up a beat. Aye, no, see, I don't mind them,
Yeah.
right?
Aye.
But see me flinging on like Justin Bieber's song is, yeah,
Like,
that's just it. That shouldn't have done.
I've done when I very first went to fucking cringing just like the rest of it. When I very first went into high school, like the very first ever English class I had on my phone at the time, like my phone just started ringing. I thought it was on silent, and it was just a fucking AK-47 ringtone. It was just fucking going off in class. And I never have had one since then because I was so fucking embarrassed at the moment. And see as well, seeing that in the shop as well, see a folk come in and all you hear is just fucking custom ringtones if their phones go off. I was like, oh god, that's embarrassing. You're like fucking 40-year-old, get a grip. Like pick up.
No, it's the ones that are like, it's like they're like somebody's gran and they come in, it's Adele's like Someone Like You or something. And you're like, that song's been at like 15 years.
It's not even that as well. It's the fact they have it at full fucking volume. So then everyone just looks around as if to say, who's brought out the fucking boombox for this occasion? Like, why? Yeah, for me, they're a load of shite, to be honest. Like,
do you know what? I like custom ringtones for specific people. See if there's somebody like you don't want to answer the phone to, changing it to a ringtone that's like, you can get them at Sweden.
See, I mean, stuff like that. In theory, that's a good idea. But also, if you think about it, if there's someone that you don't want to answer to that's phone you, would you just block them?
No, but like if it's like your sister, for like my sister, for example, I might not want to speak to her. So if I know, that's my sister's ringtone. I'm not saying have a separate ringtone for everybody, but specific people like,
This is where I'm going to phone her right now and I'm going to fucking hear some awful music right now. Just like, do not pick up.
Something like that for people that you don't want to talk to unless you need to, kind of thing.
I can see the point, but also as well, like, you would also just look at the screen anyway to see who phoned you beforehand and you can make a decision then and there if you're going to answer.
Aye, because I feel like if your phone rings, even if you don't have your phone on you, you make a conscious effort to go and see who's phoning you.
Yeah, even if you're
and
not
you want to mute it,
you still want to know who's phoning.
If you're busy though, if you're like up the loft and you can hear your phone going, you're trying to run to it, then you hear it's that ringtone, so I don't need to answer it.
Again,
but surely you would like to go mute it anyway.
I mean, it's very specific. Like, I can see what you're meaning, but at the same time,
pick a song you like so you can keep listening to it.
No, that's like people that set like their alarm as their favourite song, because then after about 3 months they'll fucking hate the song. Like, if your phone's ringing all the time, you'll fucking hate that song as well.
Aye, 100%.
Yeah, for me personally, it's gone in shite. But what do you used to think?
Shite.
I'm kind of in between for that one, to be honest. Like, if it is shite, I wouldn't say bottom.
No. Like, there's a very specific board. I mean, just to give you an idea, just in case the viewers don't know as well. So, like, just at the very start of shite, we've got things like festivals, supercars, vodka. Then going a bit further down, we've got like magazines, home gyms, pajamas, and then even further down, we've got Netflix documentaries, musicals, and tabloids. That's kind of like the sort of like variation.
Okay.
If we want to know like quality, the very edge of quality, we've got KFC. Going up from that, we've got what have we got? We've got like FIFA, panel shows, drinking games. Then we've got things like Pixar, and then on the top end, things like YouTube and Grime, things like that. So
I feel like we should start a petition to get KFC moved further down, by the way.
No, because I kind of like what it is, because it's always like, if it's in quality, it's always a good. If it's right on the edge, it's just better than KFC.
Yeah, I know, but the fact it's in quality, it does hurt me every day.
Well,
I struggle to sleep thinking about it. That's what it is, I suppose.
Okay. Mini golf.
Oof, by the way. That is some quality fucking activity right there.
Have you ever been pitched playing mini golf?
I haven't actually, but I'm meant to be going next month to one in Glasgow where you can drink.
Aye.
Very good.
Aye, banter flows. Aye, you know what? It's big. Everybody can play it. Everybody partakes.
Yeah,
And
even if you're pissed, you can still play it. Like it's not like it's against anyone.
Everybody can play it.
And you can usually get through a game actually pretty quick as well. Like even if there's like 6 or 8, you can probably still get around in like half an hour, 45 minutes, that kind of thing.
Aye. I went to one last year and I don't even remember playing, but I know I knocked over at least 3 drinks and they weren't mine.
See, that sounds like a good night out, to be honest.
You've done well
there. As well, like, see if you win at mini golf, you feel fucking class as well afterwards. It's like bowling.
How would you know?
Because I fucking won when we last played G-Cock.
No, you didn't. Fuck's sake.
Me and Gio.
I think as well, you don't have to walk like 8 miles to go and get the ball.
Yeah, no, that's also handy as well. You're just very short laps, hoping as well you didn't fucking drop in the fountain that's inevitably in all of these things. That's what kind of like, is it pretty cheap? Because I think in my head I'm thinking it's relatively cheap.
I don't know, I think I paid for the first round when we were there, but didn't I?
Potentially.
I think it was about 60 quid. There was all sorts of us, but not so.
There was like 8 of us that went.
Right, maybe it was the 60 quid.
I think it's probably about 10 or each, roughly, or
yeah.
Depending on where you go.
I think the important thing is, right, so bowling is verging on right at the top of quality, okay?
Mini golf's there.
Are you saying that, the question is, right, the call comes, 1 or 2 of them, like, what are you picking?
Mini golf.
Nah,
I'm lying to you. I'll tell you for why, because there's merit at a bowling alley. You know, there's a pub on hand, pool tables, plus an arcade.
I still think I probably enjoy mini golf, like if on its own, out of the 2 of them. Like if I only could do like one or the other, like there's no other like stuff involved, I'd probably pick mini golf.
I think I prefer mini golf.
In that case, then mini golf would take it.
Alright, that's fucking hell. That's like pretty much dabbing right on the fucking top there. Not bad. So, what was that? 3? Yeah, gonna have 2 more to go.
Yep.
As you can see, Shannon, we take this incredibly seriously.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's official, you know, like this is official business. Can I have something going a slip?
Right, hurry up and pick the fucking 4th one, fuck's sake.
He's stalling, is that fixed?
Fast and Furious franchise, Shannon.
Oh, so far shite. Like, just bed that one.
Go on. Why do you hate it so much, Shannon? As a former media student yourself, what do you not appreciate about the app?
Absolutely rip the fucking piss out of it. Like, see the first couple, you're like, oh, right, okay, different story, Tokyo Drift, like, class. What are we on now? Like, fucking 18? It absolutely rips the piss.
Yeah.
Shaw and Hobbs, fucking, like, the main guy's dead. He died. He is dead.
Whoa.
I am so sad. I can't even watch them anymore because I'm that sad about it.
I can tell what you're shouting about it, fuck's sake, like that. Fucking hell, he's dead. It's not how you shout it, fuck's sake.
I hate Fast and Furious so much.
I tell you what though, right? It started off banging, going to probably the 4th or the 5th, and then it was dead. And then the actual cow was getting leathered fuck out of. Even like they just keep honestly. They had to stop it.
Aye. Nice. Well, the first couple, like you say, were fine. They were quite good.
The other couple, come on, there's not been a fucking bam. It was probably about 4, maybe into the 5th. And then
the 5th one is like fucking class. And then just after. Because, so the last time me and Jamie went to the cinema was to see Fast and Furious 6. That was a sad time. A very sad time. And I knew
that street gets broken tomorrow, though.
True. But yeah, no, it's that thing of just like... What's sorry?
What he's going to see?
The new Bond film.
Oh, Dylan's going to see that. I don't like James Bond either.
Oh, right.
Can you have a guess what is at the very top of the quality, Joel? Can you have...
I see James Bond.
And yeah, literally last night, because I was thinking about that film, I'll put on Casino Royale. Oh, what a film. Oh, it's like I'm buzzing for it tomorrow.
Sorry, Shannon's opinion can't be taken into consideration in the minute after what she's just said.
To be fair, I don't really like a lot of things that people normally like.
I don't like a lot of things, but no. Fast and Furious, like, yeah, it's a load of shit. Like, I love the 5th one. I enjoyed the first couple of them. But...
See, the way I see it is, right, it gave us 5 good ones, 4 bad ones. So
But
for
it's
that
like
reason,
four. But it's like four really bad ones.
nah, 3 really bad ones, and then Horn Shops wasn't even a part of it. Let's
I
not
haven't even
laugh.
seen that yet. So
Aye, so let's note that they might have used the name, but it wasn't part of the franchise. That was just a rain superhero movie. How about that?
There's also an
Also-
animation on Netflix.
was it? I saw an episode of that when I was drunk. That was fucking horrific, by the way.
Yep. And Hot Wheels have brought out cars to back it up.
To be fair, that's an easy sell. I mean, if Hot
I
Wheels
appreciate
didn't,
them for that.
if Hot Wheels didn't do Fast and Furious, they'd be fucking morons.
But it's not even the Fast and Furious cars, it's the cartoon.
So what? It's cartoon cars.
Aye, but it's based off Fast and Furious, so isn't it? So
Is it like the
Still
same cars
works.
from the films, but in like cartoon mode?
No.
Oh.
It's cars for the cartoons with characters for the cartoons on the box next to them.
See, Hot Wheels is fucked up there, quite frankly. But it's even more of a reason, quite frankly, to actually put it lower down. But I don't know. I'm saying like, yeah, I can see what you're saying. They gave you 5 decent ones, but I'm still saying it's shite. I'm just not saying it's that far down in shite.
Okay.
Taking everything into account, like where are you used to shit? I mean, you're saying mad shite, but what are you saying, Jamie?
I mean, I'm the last. So these 2 years have said shite, so fuck there.
Yeah, remember when we first started this, Jamie? We had hardly.
I feel like I'd
shite.
rather watch Fast and Furious all the way through 1 to 9 than have a KFC though. That's the way I feel.
What? You'd watch like what, fucking 15 hours of cinema and then have a KFC. That's fucking, do you know what? That's dedication.
Aye. That's the feeling I'm at.
Okay, right. Final one of the night. Disney. Now,
By the way.
this is the company as a whole, not just like the films, everything to do with Disney.
Alright, okay, right. Well, fuck everything else, right? Let's talk about the films. Let's talk about the films real quick, right?
You're not a big fan of the toys, Jamie.
No. I'm going to put it out here, right? I thought Disney was a pile of shit, right? And somebody in the background.
Big alpha male, as you have.
Well, aye. But somebody in the background will be fucking sniggering and laughing at us, right? Go me to watch Disney movies.
Oh no! Oh, no.
Nah.
Which ones have you seen?
Nah, I'll not be commenting on that, fuck's sake. Well, what I will say is I've watched a magnitude of Disney movies now, and I must say I've enjoyed pretty much all of them.
What's your favourite then?
Oh, let's say I'll not get into it because obviously.
No. I
Come
do
on.
want to hear.
Everyone
You have
loves
to
a
have a
Disney
favourite.
film. You can admit a favourite, surely.
No, I can't.
It's no one his reputation
Nah.
slant.
Oh,
I'll-
it's going to be like,
I'll find me on that, you know what I mean?
going to be one of the really like musical ones, and you don't want to admit it.
Nah, it's
Aye, Jamie's always sinning. Always
nah, to be
done.
fair, the majority of them no fucking musicals anyway, do you know what I mean?
I don't know. They've always got a lot of sinning in them, don't they?
Well, put it this way, the Disney app on your phone, you go on, you can fling on Pixar movies, and just, a lot of them are just banging.
Yeah, no.
And
Like-
Disney now owns Star Wars and Marvel.
No,
Aye.
you've just said that to the wrong person to try and appeal
Aye.
to.
They too couldn't be any worse. Put it this way, Lightning McQueen. Yeah, Lightning McQueen, that's what I'm saying. How about that?
We've already put. I'm no fucking letting you put Lightning McQueen in this again. Like we've
Aye,
already done
no,
Pixar.
but you
This
talk
part at the top.
Aye, but it's
Lightning
part of-
McQueen's elite.
It's part of Disney, though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, like nah, but like you can like the old like fucking like cartoon movies and that. Have you seen them as well?
I don't know, you didn't name some.
I don't know, like Aladdin, fucking
Snow White,
yeah,
Beauty and
right.
the Beast, Sleeping Beauty.
Right, I get the idea now. Definitely.
I thought that was what you were talking about as well when you were talking about Disney and all that.
No, not really. Like
Nah, mate, fine. Well, was it like Pixar and shit, you mean?
Pixar, there was a few other ones there as well. We'll digress.
Go on,
Oh,
then, Shannon. What ones have you seen then? Like, do you have a favourite?
Me.
Aye.
I've got like a top 5.
A top 5, fuck.
You've got a
I
top
love
5.
Disney. I've
Go on.
literally got, this is one of my face masks. That is the Little Mermaid on it.
That's just
Oh,
fucking
man.
blue
Aye.
patches. That's just
I could have.
No.
That must be bumped at 15 quid. I
No, I
could
paid
fucking
a
do that.
pound. They were £20. They were £20
What?
on.
That's not a fucking mermaid. That's just blue spots.
That's the Little Mermaid.
Right.
No,
Isn't she ginger?
cunts-
They were it was meant to be £20, right? And I paid £1 for 4.
Aye, I've wish.
Right.
No,
Okay. Right. I
they
can
did
see
in
that.
store.
then. Right, okay, I can see that there. But I mean, it's a
Aye.
silhouette of a fucking mermaid. Like,
Aye, well, I got a 4-pack for like £1 or something.
okay, let's list the top 5. What makes the cut?
So, The Lion King, the original one, not the remake. The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, and probably Coco.
Aye, right. So see the last 2 you just said? Absolutely bang. I don't know why.
Mulan's
But I couldn't.
Coco, I
aye.
cry every time. Every time.
Like I was an underprivileged child growing up, so I wasn't allowed to have Sky or anything like that. So I never really seen all the Disney stuff growing up.
We had videos.
I mean, well, see, the thing is, I've actually, speaking of which,
by the way, the second last one you said, absolutely stunk of that movie.
my aunt,
So good.
my aunt at Christmas, because we used to go up to hers, and she like recently went in the attic, or back at Christmas there, found basically all the old videos she used to have for like me and the cousins and that, and the loft and that. And she was like, "Oh, you like want these in the old VHS?" But I was like, "Fuck it." I was off work for months, so I finally managed to go through like all the fucking VHS tapes on.
No danger.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of them I couldn't really get behind, to be honest, like the cartoon ones. But like, see some of them like fucking Aladdin and Mulan and that, they're fucking class.
I do like Aladdin, to be fair.
And even though Jamie fucking despises Marvel and Star Wars, I mean, not as much Star Wars, I can get behind that occasionally, but not all the time. Like Marvel films, I enjoy that. So, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they're evil bastards that put money into everything, but you know, the game's the game and they've played it very well. Even if Big Walt was a Nazi himself.
Wow. That came straight at your mouth.
Princess Diaries, though. That's a Disney film as well.
What the fuck is that? I've never seen that.
You've never seen the Princess Diaries?
Is that a fucking cartoon one as well?
No, it's Anne Hathaway. And she becomes like, oh my god. Right, that's it. I'm away.
Is that really that controversial?
You need to watch Princess Diaries. It is amazing.
I mean, judging by the title of it, Shannon, and also your opinions of films going through college, I'm not entirely sure, but...
No, Princess Diaries
Liam's too alpha to watch that.
I'm big fucking alpha Liam Whyte. Any chance am I watching that girly?
So you're doing after this finishes, you're going to watch
49% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not sure that's a masterpiece.
That paints a picture. Right, well, see for me, Disney's going to be up there.
Yeah.
Aye, like top tier.
Nah, right, calm yourself down.
Are you saying better than Pixar or not?
Nah, it's on the same level.
I would say so because Pixar is part of Disney.
I know, but it's just better. It's like the fucking like it's the nicer version. It's like the it's like
Pixar's better because it's got like the McQueen.
But that's also
McQueen.
Disney.
Nah.
Nah,
like the McQueen's always got to stay ahead of the game. How about that?
How about you just have Lightning McQueen and just put him at the top?
No, I feel like the guest opinion doesn't really matter in the board. I'm telling you this right now. Lightning McQueen does not get overtaken by Disney.
Right. Okay.
Lightning McQueen makes Disney. There you go.
Okay. I'm sure Owen Wilson will be very happy if he ever watches this.
Hope so. Good job.
Right. Okay. It's him that voices it, isn't it?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
This is embarrassing for you.
Go on then, biggest fanboy. Who is it that does it?
No, I mean, you're right, but it's not a point.
Fuck up then. Right, anyway, that's the end of the quality and shite. Well, as per.
Oh, shit.
So, back to the wonders. So, we kind of delved a wee bit into school life, but not entirely. So, what was that like for you growing up?
School life?
Yeah.
I feel like I've just blanked that kind of out of my memory at this point.
Well,
like,
out of choice or out of fear?
I think just like scarred, so I've just kind of went whoop and just don't think about it anymore.
Not a fan then.
I went to Kilbride High School, and
paint a picture. What's it like?
It's like every new build high school in Scotland.
Oh, is it all the same? Yeah.
Yep, like 3-4 stories of shite. Yeah, I did really well the first couple of years at high school, and then I realised that I hate high school, and then it just went to shit basically.
What, just couldn't
I
be
was,
arsed or?
well, I was off unwell for about kind of on and off for about 6 months. So I missed a lot of school, and then I had to try and catch up. And some classes made it quite easy to catch up, and they helped me. And other teachers and classes didn't. So the ones that didn't, I kind of like lost my way in those classes, and then they went to pot basically. So yeah, and then I only stayed on in 6th year to go to prom. So in 6th year I did 2 hires in the advanced hire, and I failed 2 of the hires. And I got a C in the advanced hire.
You passed the advanced hire, but you failed the hires.
Yeah, I got a D and a no award.
No, a D's technically a pass.
No, it's a fail.
No, you can. I've looked because we actually checked this the other day because we hired someone that on their CV had a D, and I was like, "That's a pass," and they're like, "No, it's not." No, it is. So we checked it, and it is actually a pass. So there you go. You can put that on your after this night. You can put that on your CV going forward.
A D in modern studies. No, politics. Yeah. I got a D in politics and a no award in modern studies.
Isn't politics and modern studies the same class?
No, we had 2 different ones.
That's fucking
and I crashed.
Weird.
I crashed both of them in the same year.
Right. But so what? Like obviously, like pretty smart if you're able to like do advanced hires and shit like that. Like what? Like were you someone that could thrive under the pressure of like the fucking exams, or just absolutely not?
Well, I feel like writing essays overnight and things like that I'm good at, and I was good at like kind of doing stuff the night before. But in terms of exams, I never really get stressed out. But I never kind of had the kind of fire under my arse to actually study for them, because I was just like, I'll do what I'll do. If I don't know it by now, I wouldn't know it. And then I just go in and either fuck it or be okay. And my first year exams, I think 4th year I got like, it was kind of okay. And then 5th year I got 2 B's and 3 C's. And then 6th year I got a C, D and a no award. So I was like progressively getting shitter and shitter as I went through high school.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was the same roughly. So I think just after a year.
Me too.
I think I just didn't give a fuck. Like,
well, at least you stayed on to 6th year, unlike some people in this call.
Oh, fuck.
Still a bit that wrong, you know.
I mean, that's dedication.
Like fortnightly for my EMA.
That's the reason I didn't stay. I just didn't want to go to prom.
Yeah. So you're like 2 years early, not even 1.
Nah, to be fair, I wasn't allowed, so it's still my fault, right?
Well, they banned you 2 years before for prom.
No, I just didn't
not.
style. What was that?
So going in, was prom actually worth it?
From what I remember, yeah. Prom is good.
See, ours was actually pretty decent. Like, I like to give like my school a lot of shit, but to be fair to them, it was pretty much a case of if you're 18, go down there and drink as much as you want, which to me was fucking brilliant.
I had a hat flask taped to my leg for prom.
That's
full
proper.
Of rum.
What, did you have a bar at yours?
Most of us were only 17. I wasn't even 18 when I went to uni.
Shocking.
So I literally had a hip
fake flask. ID. Don't listen, kids. Fake ID.
No. I've actually got one going for one. My old ID. But I had a hip flask full of rum taped strapped to my thigh underneath my dress. And one of the teachers who liked me, she was like, "Oh, look at you, Shannon, really sensible with that," because they were checking bags, make sure you didn't have any booze. And I let her check my bag, and I had a spare pair of shoes in them. She's like, "Oh, it's so sensible bringing a spare pair of shoes and stuff." And I'm like, if you're walking away, like rum dripping down my leg.
Like rum just strapped up there, like some sort of commando officer.
It was really like you get like boob tape to like hold your bra up or whatever, and tape hangs on. It's like skin tape. You can use it. It doesn't stick too much, but enough. And that's what I use to strap it to my thigh. So
you go into the army with.
So I don't drink rum very much anymore.
What? Because of that one night.
Well, that and look, that kind of inspired me to drink rum a lot. So I drank a lot of rum in first year uni. So
no, never.
Scarred for life.
What kind of rum are we talking?
I like Morgan Spice. If I could afford Kraken, I'd buy Kraken, but I'm a cheapskate, so I like Morgan Spice.
I feel like we could get on a wee bit actual again. you've restored the, after your seriously bad comments about James Bond.
Restored some hope.
Just stay away from things like that, right? I'm actually really, I'm not even that fussy usually, but it's just things like that annoy me. But the thing is, I have zero taste in movies as well, because I watch utter shit sometimes,
And
like
yet,
utter trash.
and that comes on to my next topic. And yet, you done a media degree.
I didn't finish it.
Well, nah, listen, you've done it, and that's the important thing, Tried.
I've got an HND in Media and Communications.
I'm slowly getting through the list. I'm going one day. I've finally completed the class and ticked it off. I've only got a few more to go in that set. I've only got, but no.
I mean, it's only been what? Did you say 4 years since you've been doing that? And this is my first time on the show.
Listen,
so.
this isn't the first time that I've said to folk who wants to come on. This is just the first time that you've responded. So down to you, Shannon. Oh, down to you.
Lies.
But, no. To be fair, this is the most consistent we've ever been, because normally, we would have had about 4 months wait between this and the last one, so we're doing pretty well at this point.
Aye, good.
But anyway, getting back to it, so you're done school. What makes you think I'm going to do media at Stirling? Why did that come about?
I don't even remember. I think I just wanted to kind of get away from Kilbride. I wanted to move out. So Stirling was the furthest away.
So that was the furthest away you could get?
That I could get, but still be not too far.
Yeah, right, I was going to say, I'm sure there was other options if you wanted to go further.
No, it's close enough, but not close enough, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A lot of my pals went to Glasgow Uni or Cali or Strathy, and they just commuted from Kilbride. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get my own place, so Stirling was the closest, furthest away one.
Yeah. So what was that like? So obviously you sign up and all that, you get to go. How did you find it then at the start and going forward throughout your first 2 years?
Thinking back, I'm so embarrassed by myself. You're in high school and you think you're cool as tits, and then you go to college or uni and you think you're cool as tits, and then you grow up again, you're like, what a fucking dweeb, man.
Why are you embarrassed about yourself though?
I was just such a I'm a weird person, and I'm actually ashamed at how weird I was back then.
I'm looking back and I'm genuinely struggling to not even take the piss.
I used to lie under the table and stuff.
Yeah, but you were one of about 6 people that used to do that. That was pretty normal, to be honest.
I know. But
it was normal in your college, laying under a table.
Just go to sleep and that.
We come in still pissed and lie under the table, or you'd be doing your work with your laptop on you like that and lying on the floor.
I will say I never done this, but this was frequently partaken by others.
It is.
No,
somebody can't handle the hangover,
I was usually still pissed, so
yeah, actually, it wouldn't help.
Usually my mistake.
But no, because I've said this Jamie and stuff before. Certainly for me at least, the first year and a bit certainly is easily the best time of my life. Just
no, it was good. It was definitely it was fun.
It was, I think, as well, it was such a good experience, which made me hate uni so much more because it was so different.
Yeah, well, I think I struggled, because I had to reset second year, obviously seeing everyone kind of move up, and then I kind of went from having all these friends and people I knew to chat to, and then I went from that to everyone was gone and it was still me in the same place, and used to sit alone and eat my lunch alone and things, because even the friends I made in the other class, half them didn't.
As us.
Well, they went obviously, but some of them didn't show up most days, and some of them dropped out.
Not coming into college, who would do that?
I was there every day, on time and everything.
Yeah, I know. Totally. You were because I fucking drove. You were because
It was tough going from having that kind of close knit group and support, just going from that to going to nothing was really, really difficult.
Yeah,
so
I can understand. And obviously,
I think having that as my last experience at college, it kind of makes me forget about the better times.
Yeah,
because I kind of left on a downer as opposed to like a high note.
Yeah. Would you ever consider doing it again? Not necessarily same course, but just like college in general again, or higher education in general?
Well, my new job's actually an apprenticeship.
So do you have to go to college a few days a week then?
I don't think I need to, I'm not sure how it's working yet. I don't start until the 11th. But basically I'm doing a youth work apprenticeship, and I'll have to do like one day like coursework, but I don't know if it's because there's 12 apprentices, so I don't know if we'll just have our own kind of class on site.
So what is the apprenticeship for?
It's youth work for the South Lanarkshire Council.
Right.
Yeah.
So obviously you've done like that kind of sort of side of work before in the past. Is that something you feel like that's what you want to do definitely now at this stage?
Yeah, well, I've realised that obviously I used to work in a primary school as a classroom assistant. So after doing that, I've kind of realised like working like I said earlier on, I've always grown up with like tons of people, and like kids have always been the family and stuff like that. So it's just kind of part of who I am as a person. Always been surrounded by family and friends and children and helping people. Like it's just kind of what's been part of my upbringing. So we always had people over, and we always help anyone in the family who needs it. So with youth work, it'll give me the kind of opportunity to do that for other people. And when I was younger, I used to volunteer with like Young Scot and stuff. So it's kind of hopefully that helped me get out a lot of rough kind of places. I'm hoping that I can kind of facilitate that for younger people now.
No, good on you. It's a very admirable reason to get into it. So, but I have to ask though the important things. Obviously, you said there you're a classroom assistant. What's like the maddest thing you've seen like a Wayne doing class? There must be like something for thinking about it.
I've been in some quite serious situations. Can't go into too much detail, but I've been battered by a Wayne once. Like legit battered by a Wayne.
How young are we talking like?
Primary school level. I can't go into too much detail.
No,
but,
it's obviously
I was working in primary school, so primary school age. But you get Waynes that are like, they just make up some bit of rubbish sometimes. They're like, oh, my mum's an alcoholic. You're like, are you okay? Like you need to like kind of do a welfare check with them, and then you realise their mom's just bought a bottle of wine for the weekend or something. But
I used to get so much shit because I was used to laugh and joke saying my mum was an alky because she always used to like drink gin on the weekends, and like and she used to get so raging at me for saying that.
Aye, used to get Waynes that would like walk around the classroom meowing and stuff. Like
that's just they're in a spirit animal.
Oh, actually, like they were so funny. Children are hilarious.
Imagine you're sitting in class and your mate just gets up and starts meowing at them.
But you're like,
what the fuck would you do?
You're just like, sit down. It's class. Like Waynes just have no filter, and like I've had Waynes like, you smell alcohol, and I'm like, I've not drank in about 2 days. Like they have no filter.
And then your parent can like, shit, do I actually or not then?
But then they were like, oh that doesn't suit you, that dress isn't very nice. You're like,
fucking hell, man.
Waynes have no filter. See if you don't like something, they will tell you. Like absolutely brutal. I actually coach kids just now. I coach under 14 girls. I coach rugby, and I'm so grateful because they're all so lovely. They've never got a mean thing to say to me. They don't bully me.
They don't batter you, basically.
Aye.
It would have been the easy environment as well, being in rugby, no? But obviously as well, like see when you were at college and that, you were obviously doing as well your rugby. Did you play before you went to college or not?
No.
Because like I know you've always been like, even like when we first met, you were always like big into like your rugby in general as a sport. Like, how come was there never an opportunity to play when you were younger? Or?
Yeah, I didn't actually know that much about it until I went to uni. Because that's when I kind of read more about it. There was never any like local teams that had like girls teams or ran girls sessions. And and I saw some boys in my year that played it, but it was never even an idea that was suggested to us. And then one time, our history teacher, who he actually played rugby, he's kind of like broken fingers and black eyes and stuff. He was taking.
Sounds appealing, yeah.
Oh, I actually loved him. He was so funny. He used to like shout like right, and I'd be half asleep in the class, and then you just like jump all the way up because he had just had this such kind of loud booming voice. Obviously great for a rugby game.
Over the opposition.
Aye, and he was taking like a year of boys, a group of boys to go and see Scotland v Wales, and I was like, why is all these boys going to see this game? Why are we not going? Why are we not allowed to go? I was like, well, you can if you want. So me and my pal went, and I thought these were the best seats in the whole place, right? So in Murrayfield, you've got the 2 posts.
Is this at Murrayfield?
Aye, Murrayfield. We were sitting on the front row behind one of the posts. And in my head, this is my first ever rugby game. I thought this was the best place. You could be sitting in the whole stadium.
Yeah.
It's the worst place because you're behind. You can't see half a game.
Yeah.
But I loved it. And then I was interested. And then when I finally went to uni, I could actually like get involved and stuff. So that's when I started playing.
Was it that kind of thing of just like, fuck it, I'm just going to like...
yeah, well, the uni had a team, and then Southern Counties got a local team as well. So it just made it was accessible. And that's all it takes. It needs to be accessible.
Because I went down and seen you once play with like Lauren and Tash and that, and fuck me, it is brutal as fuck. Like I knew it was. Even going there, so like fuck me, I'd never want to play this fucking game ever in my life.
Oh, it's great fun. It is great fun.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie here, but I do have a question about rugby in general, because rugby gets slandered a lot, especially at like uni level, for being like weird people that fucking partake in it, and it's always just like absolute freaks that are like sort of running these kind of events and freshers nights and that. Is it a similar sort of thing, or did nothing like that ever happen with you or so that?
Well, there is a very high like drinking, like everything's about a drink. So
Yeah,
it's
but
the
I mean,
any uni team's the same.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
What?
you know how you hear like these stories of weird like fucking initiation ceremonies or like, you know, freshers nights out or things like that. Is that like actually a thing that happens, or did you not like
Well,
experience
we would have nights out to have the freshers in, and we would do like a themed kind of stuff, like all the freshers wore a blue t-shirt, and all the people who'd been in wore a red one, and they were like paired up, and they had like rugby maws, and they were to look after them. So that was nice. And then the following year we did like animals, so you paired up a fresher with a normal person, not normal, but you paired up people in the team, freshers with existing players, and they had to, it was like Noah's Ark, they had to dress up as the same animal.
See, I
So
mean,
things like
that's like embarrassing, but that's like relatively tame, like most things.
Aye, well, nobody cares, it's just a bit of fun.
Like,
But then the men's rugby team, they do a freshers auction.
An auction of what?
Yeah, so they get food bar, because I think they used to be sponsored by food bar, and they used to do like a freshers auction where they would get the freshers in like speedos and that, and like bet on them and throw money at them, and they would make their freshers do that to raise funds for the club.
As you do, casual.
Yeah, never went, thankfully, but
Was this
I
in the
imagine there's a
middle of
lot of
food
baby
bar?
oil involved.
Was this in the middle of fucking food bar as well?
Aye, on the stage bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a fucking redneck. But yeah, I mean, because the person will remain nameless, because I don't know if they want me to tell the story or not. But I know of like a lassie that was involved in Stirling Union, one of like the sort of like sporting competitions, and she done a freshers, or I don't think it was a freshers one, but I think it was like a recently joined sort of thing. And like their game was they had to get like types of food like sellotaped around them, and then go into food bar or dusk or wherever it was, and whoever had the most food removed or basically groped away from them was the winner at the end of the night, which just sounds fucking weird as shit, like going forward.
Yeah. There's
like,
some strange initiations for every club, I think.
But that's to me, like that sort of shit is just like taking it too fast. Just like, why would you even get involved in that kind? I know it's obviously like you want to be part of the team, but it's just like I don't know why you get involved at that point.
When I first started, right, we all got pissed, and all the freshers had blue t-shirts and all the people who'd been there for a couple of years had red t-shirts, and they were writing everyone's phone numbers on their t-shirts and saying what sexual orientation they were, and like drawing like penises and
like
boobs
system and all that.
Yeah. So you write everything, so when you go out and get pissed, you can maybe pick somebody up because you got your number on your t-shirt. So,
or you can get about 1 million phone calls from folk that are just trying to wind you up.
Yes. Well, I don't even use that October to do that, but yes. But that was the night I never made it into Food Bar, so who knows what could have been.
Absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
See, in terms then of going forward, obviously you've came back to the wonders of Stirling because you know how great it is now.
Mm-hmm.
You also as well have a couple of pets now as well. So you really don't want to be on your fucking own at this point then. How is it, like, because I mean a cat and a dog together to me sounds like just a fucking nightmare waiting to happen.
Well, the cat is now staying with my sister. Well, she's staying with my auntie.
Oh, right, okay.
Because Dylan's grand's allergic, so the cat.
Okay.
The cat's staying with my sister now. So,
Makes
but we have the
sense.
dog.
How's that been?
Good. Yeah, the dog is a wee bastard, but she's lovely. She's really friendly. She loves everybody. She just doesn't have any boundaries.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What type of dog is it?
Well, when we got her, she was meant to be a Patterdale Terrier.
Right.
And then she just kept getting bigger and bigger and lanky. And then...
Some mad cross hybrid sort of thing. Then.
Lurcher.
Hybrid.
Aye. Aye,
She's
it's
just-
all electric, mate.
Aye, all electric, no petrol hybrid, man. Fuck it.
That's the official term, ain't it?
No bother.
Honestly, you think she is.
See, like the thing is, because obviously we have like a few mates now that have like dogs and all that. And, like at this age, like say if you work full time, I don't know how the fuck anyone can have the patience at the time to have a pet at this time. So I get home and I can't be arsed looking after myself, let alone something else.
Yeah. I think the thing is, obviously, Callie was a lockdown dog, so she's not used to ever being alone because I was out working with Dylan, was in the house.
Yeah.
And now Dylan's working, and I'm off the next couple of weeks. But then when I start my new job, I won't be here that often. I'll be working a lot, and I might be staying away for work.
Oh,
So
Dylan can have the joy of looking after her.
thanks for volunteering, Liam.
Said Dylan's grand. I didn't fucking volunteer.
I think you said I.
No. Thankfully, Shannon, this is recorded, so I can
No,
be
you definitely said aye.
No.
Uh-huh.
I can't do. I don't care how to deal with hybrid. I've only ever had petrol. I'm not trained. Not trained.
It's a fair assessment, to be fair.
Aye. But no, Dylan's work shifts, I think they can be quite flexible. Like if he needs to move them, he could ask for different shifts. But I think we'll be able to work around it all right, and his gran will help us out as well until we can get our settled.
I suppose then if there's two of you involved, it does make it a bit easier then to set.
Aye.
But yeah, going forward then, is there anything you want to add, or shall we start the game, Jamie?
Game for whatever, see what I did there.
Nah, nice. So you can explain it then for that call.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm sure as Shannon's an avid listener and has heard multiple times the game being played. Am I right, Shannon?
Yes.
We'll take that as a no then.
Sorry.
We're going to play a game called Hot Seat, right?
Mm-hmm.
What will happen is Liam will give you a letter, right? And with that letter, right, you can choose whether or not to re-roll the letter, right? But we'll tell you for why you would re-roll. Because with a letter, let's say it was an S you got given, it'll then give you 10 different topics to which you have to then state within that topic with a letter starting S. So if you say toiletries, you could say, or what's things in a toilet, you could say a sink. And, you know, colour, you could hit as well, a random colour starting with S, and so forth. The idea is to get 10 right as quick as possible. Now, if you're struggling with one, you can say skip. It will add time on. It'll add 5 seconds on every time you skip. If you do skip 5, it's an automatic DNF. We'll give you one chance to re-go, or to go again, shall I say. What I would say is, obviously, if you get a letter and it's like X, probably re-roll would be my advice. But other than that, Aye, that's the game in a nutshell.
Okay.
So now, as you know, we've also got a leaderboard as well for everyone that partakes in this game as well. Now, obviously, everyone that's been on the podcast before has taken part. So everyone that we have been to college with, as a result, has also taken part in this board. So just to give you an idea of times and what you might want to beat. Okay, so Tasha is the slowest out of all of our college friends at 141 with 7 correct. Going up, you've got Lauren at 133, Mark at 124. Who else have we got here? We've also got Graham at 108, and then the fastest out of all of our friends, surprise, is Megan at 105. Who would have guessed?
So, is it you just have to get 10 correct with the same letter?
Yeah. I mean,
as many correct.
Yeah, you don't have to get all 10 right. It's like you could get like 8 or 7 or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, like the fastest ever is 27 seconds, right? And Megan got 105, so that kind of gives you an idea of like what to maybe expect from this. Okay.
Okay.
But Shannon, are you ready?
Yes.
Right. Your letter is I. Would you like to stick with I, or would you like a reroll?
Stick.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Right.
I'll reroll then.
Oh, Justin, I was like about to tap it. You sure you want to reroll?
Aye, reroll it.
Okay. Your letter is R. You don't get a choice. You have to stick with it.
I'm going to stick with that anyway. So.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Types of weather.
Rainy.
Yep. Things found on a desk. You can pass.
Pass.
Things that are round.
Rolls.
Musical instruments.
Pass.
Types of endearment.
Sorry?
Terms of endearment.
Pass.
School supplies.
Ruler.
Toys.
Robots.
Things that are cold.
Pass.
A fish.
Rainbow fish. Rainbow trout.
Ocean things. Ocean things.
Ocean things. Rainbow trout again. Or reefs.
Okay, so that was the end. So
bad.
By the way, things on a desk, by the way, you could have just said ruler or rubber.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like,
things are cold, rain. I would have accepted it if you said it again. But, hindsight's 2020.
By the way, imagine you got I for that. You're welcome.
So, Shannon, you got 6 correct. Thank God, because you're on your 4 out of 4 at one point. I thought we were going to get a DNA. But 6 correct. The important thing is, though, did you beat Tasha on 141?
I bloody hope so.
And you got 140 exactly. So you've just better by a split second.
Can we do that again?
Tell you what,
so
tell you what, right? You helped us out tonight. You came on very last minute. We will allow another one. However, if you do get slower, we will accept your first go, okay?
Okay.
Right. Your letter is M. Would you like to stick with M?
I'll stick with that.
Okay. Jamie, initial thoughts?
No, I back that notion.
Fair. 3, 2, 1. Things that grow.
Mollusks.
Countries.
Morocco.
Things that are round.
Mangoes.
Things you shouldn't touch.
Monsters.
Cities.
Manchester.
Things at a circus.
Mums.
Musical instruments.
Mandolin.
A fish.
Mackerel.
Embarrassing moment.
Mishaps.
Toys.
Pass.
That was fucking rapid, by the way.
I'm so glad you didn't. I really hoped you'd got that full 10 out of 10 right
I
there.
know that was actually something.
No. I thought of one just as I did that. I thought of monster trucks.
But do you
I
know
was more
what
interested
though?
in the time.
Do you know what though? It's an improvement, as you know. So you got 9 correct to start with, which also good.
If I got 10, would I just have won the whole game?
No, we've had people get 10, but I love the thought anyway. Right. Anyway, you bet Tasha. I'll give you that. You've also bet Lauren.
Yes!
For free. You've also bet Mark. You've also bet me. You've also fuck off. You've also bet Graham. You've also bet Keelan.
You've not bet me though.
You've bet Jamie.
Bastard. That was under a minute, wasn't it?
And you've also bet Megan.
Aye.
52.6 seconds.
Yes!
So
Yeah.
I'll give you fair credit. I've not seen someone that take on the second go get that much of a reduction. So most people
Have you
like
had people take on the second goal before, yeah?
Yeah, no, people have taken it twice before. It's
that's
relatively common, to be honest, on this show.
That second number was mad. That was good.
Yeah. I
I
will
think I
say,
let
see
myself
if you hit something on the last one though, you would have potentially been top 5.
You would have been about 45
you are
seconds or
still
something.
with that score. You are still you're 9th place on the board, which is actually pretty respectable.
Top 10. Elite.
Yeah, and a lot faster than me and Jamie, so you can go about that.
I wouldn't say a lot faster. Let's go.
I've got a wee badge,
she's over 10 seconds faster than you, Jamie. So
Aye, that's
enough
right.
to lose the Grand Prix.
I've only had one go, but
no, you haven't. You've had 2.
Pass, I had one.
No, you have. You don't fucking lie.
William, end the cunt podcast before I fucking come down there and smack fuck you.
You fucking wish, little man. Right. Until next time, Shannon, thanks again for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Nah, appreciate it. Yeah, until next time, I've been Liam Whyte.
I've been Jimmy Allan.
And I've been Shannon.
Catch us next week. Goodbye.
We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests. We're 2 Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes. Sitting and chatting.